That's a great win for us. They are a very, 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 Kansas State is a very, very, very talented team. You got a lot of weapons all over the floor, and you really saw that the last 3.5 minutes of the game. I mean, they were just throwing them in from everywhere. But I'm really, really proud of our guys. Obviously, it was a great week. Well, it's not a week. I don't know if it's a weekend or not, but the Saturday and the Monday sweep, to be able to get both those games was huge for us. So that we had a great look. I thought early in the game, I think we were down 7-2. We were ready to play, no doubt. I mean, I think I don't know. I don't think I said this to you, but when we beat Kansas, sometimes when you beat a top 20 team, and when you have some guys that maybe aren't used to doing that, you never know how they're going to be. And there was no the water splash things and all. They just was like, all right, we took care of business. It's on to the next, and that was the mentality after the game. And when we came in yesterday for shoot around and film on a quick one-day prep, and like I told you guys, it's these guys they're a tough prep because of their versatility and what they have. Our guys are really, really locked in on film, on walkthrough, and some of the stuff we did offensively for our prep. So we had a great mindset to us. I thought shoot around was outstanding today as well. Thought we had a little sluggish start, and maybe that's it's the first time we played Saturday and Monday, right, where you only have like the one day in between. I just thought we had a couple guys that played a lot of minutes the other night, maybe where their feet weren't their legs maybe weren't quite where they need to be, but that's a mental thing. In my eyes, that's a mental thing, and we made sure they knew it, and I thought they self-corrected quickly from that. So many great things from tonight, so many good individual performances, but I think at the end of the day, you could feel, at least I could, maybe not. A lot of people can't see it when you lose 2 on the road, but I could definitely, there was something about the West Virginia and Cincinnati game that I felt like, man, we're right there. We're right there. And I think we showed that this weekend. Now, we got a ways to go still, but this weekend we found ways to win. Down the stretch of this game, I think we scored 7 of our last 8 possessions. And, you look back at what they did. Coleman Hawkins nails about a 24, 25-footer. That's not, I just looked at it. It's not an exaggeration. And Hausen is in the middle of the U, and he sticks it, right? And it's just like, and he almost made another one. But we were able to execute late. Obviously, Miro had a heck of a play there at the rim where we call it a hostage dribble, kind of roasts the guy and gets that finish. We call a play for Gabe, and he stuck that 3 to go up by 5. And then at the end of the day, we found a different way to win. We go 3 for 19 from the 3, but we get 21 offensive, 51 rebounds, 21 on the offensive end, which was 53% of our missed shots. Lawson 6 offensive boards, Ezra 5, KD with 3. That was obviously huge for us, but I thought we showed a lot of resolve tonight and found a way to win.
Coach, to get this win coming off of the Kansas win, to double up, how rewarding is that for you as a coach to, capitalize on these 2 big opportunities?
Yeah, it's, I don't even know. So 26 game, today's game 26. We've certainly had some up and down, but it's just consistency for us. It's incredibly rewarding for our guys because the things that we emphasize and the things that we really try to do to win. And so guys learn how to win, right? And it's easy. Some guys are, you got to learn how to win. And it's toughness and discipline, but playing for one another. And I don't think we have many selfish guys. It's just how every play matters. You can't take possessions off at this level. You just can't do it. And I don't care if it's like a my turn shot, like a bad shot. We had our shot selection's been really, really good, especially this weekend. It's been great for Gabe to see the ball go in the hole. That changes us. It makes a difference, right? He's our alpha, so to speak, right? But then you can see the progression of some of these guys. And so when you are what you emphasize, I've always believed that as a coach, as a father, you are what you emphasize. And the emphasis now is showing through. Ezra made some plays tonight. He's starting to make those plays more consistently. right? KD, some of those offensive boards, our ability to sit in stance and guard somebody and understand team defense. Like it just, and we had some breakdowns tonight that gave Housen a couple easy ones. It gave McDaniel an easy one early in the game. There's no such thing as a perfect, but I think they're seeing, oh, if we do this, it translates to team success, right? And so some guys are figuring it out, and it means a lot because you got to take care of business at home. It's bottom line. But when you win 2 games in a row in this league, or you win 3 games in a row, or I mean, things can change quickly, right? And the same thing when it goes the other way. So I thought our guys showed tremendous, what's the right word? I mean, togetherness. You know, we used a word this week called toughness. And it's a play on words, but it's toughness, like toughness and togetherness. And you got to put it together. And I thought we did, you know, we took some of that to heart. And those guys showed a lot of leadership internally, you know, to have the right mindset to come out here and take care of business. And I just thought that shows the maturity that we are getting or developing. And so it was a huge step in the right direction.
Craig, even when you're having a night where shots aren't dropping as much as they usually would, especially from 3, what did it mean just to do so well on the offensive glass? I mean, you guys had a big one against Kansas, but 21 tonight, give yourself a lot of second chances. You
know, there's so many ways to win in basketball. You know, I saw, and I quoted him before as well, but Rick Pitino, I can't remember his numbers, but like he said something like, we consistently shoot 38% from the field. We consistently shoot 58% from the free throw line. I think those are the numbers he said. I don't know if you guys saw it. But we just find ways to win through different ways, getting more opportunities, taking care of the ball, getting to the glass. So many ways to win. In any sport, there's different ways to win. And good teams find different ways to win, if that makes sense. And so that's what, to go 3 for 19. Now, there was a stretch in the season where we were kind of used to going 3 for 19. You know, I hate to say it, but there's some truth in that. So we've been down that road, you know, in the past. We've been inconsistent. We've been a pretty good offensive rebounding team here for quite some time. We haven't always been a great defensive rebounding team. Thought we took a big step in that direction this weekend. So you just got to be able to find different ways to win, and then everybody's got to be ready to go. You know, I thought Miro had his best game, maybe his best game as a Ute. So for him to have a readiness to go when things aren't always right, like that says something. It says something. Even a simple play where Mason hardly plays. Well, he didn't really. I mean, he played about, 30 seconds? But on the press break, where Gabe just kind of lobbed it up there to Jake, and everybody was going, oh, boy, right? And then Jake had the awareness to look up the floor. We always tell it when teams press, you got to look up the floor. They're strong on the front end, weak on the back end. Look up the floor. So then Jake has the poise to look up the floor to Mason. Well, then the kid kind of is closing him in, and Mike's streaking down the weak side. Mason, sneaky good play. Pass fakes. Kid jumps. When he lands, boom, throws it right to Mike. We get the dunk. If he would have just threw it, it's probably a turnover going back the other way. So, like, a readiness when you haven't played for 39 minutes and 15 seconds, and to be able to make that play, there's a lot of plays that, you know, guys got to be able to make under duress because it all matters. So it's very, very rewarding, and it's a great group, man. We got to keep having consistency, but it's a heck of a group, and I'm just so happy for them.
We've talked a lot about free throws when they haven't been good, so it's only fair to talk when they have been.
Yeah.
But especially with Ezra and Lawson, what did you see from them that just kind of really changed the tone of the game?
Well, that was big for us. You know, to get to the line 30 times, and we were going at the rim. You know, I felt we maybe had a couple games there where our guys weren't attacking as much because it's almost like they didn't want to get fouled. You can't have that. You just cannot have that mindset. And so even if you look at it, I've said this to you guys before, but if you have a point of possession, obviously you want to be better than 50% from the line. But if you still get a point of possession, it's a pretty good, that's pretty solid. So it was great for them to see the ball go in the hole. Ezra, I think I said this to you, I don't know when, but you can really see Ezra's made a couple tweaks to his free, and it shows, I'm telling you. And obviously today he goes 7 for 7. You could see it happening. It was just a matter of when. Kind of like I said a while ago with Gabe, you could see he was going to start to And then with Lawson just puts Lawson's got to allow himself to have some grace. He's such a perfectionist. He just wants to be, he's such a team guy. He's such a high achieving guy. And so he just take a deep breath. And I think he was able to kind of correct some things, honestly, yesterday. I thought it really helped him. And then he saw it go in. And no matter how they go in, they went, he swished a few of those, and obviously he had a couple off the glass, I think he called it. And but then it gives you confidence. Right? Confidence is an amazing thing in life. It's an amazing thing in sports. It's an amazing thing no matter what you do. And then it gives you some confidence. Ezra makes those two off the flagrant two, or whatever it was, flagrant one. I mean, those were monster free throws. The and one he got, right? Gabe missed that shot, kind of a point blank at the rim. And, man, I don't know how Ezra came up with that ball, but he got it and got the and one. And those are big plays in a tight game like this.
Coach, you talk about readiness. Coming out of the timeout with 2 minutes to go, it had been majority Miro and Mike at point,
Yeah.
and you opted to go with Hunter.
Yeah.
So was wondering what went into that choice and why was Hunter the best option?
Yeah, good observation. Hunter's a really good defensive player. He's probably our best defensive guard. He's very, very good at warring and getting through pick and roll. He's really good at chasing out screens. So he's a guy you can put on. I mean, the McDaniel kid is, he is so quick. Like that guy. He is so quick and shifty. And then when he sees the three go in, he can be a nightmare to guard. And of course, he makes his first three because we overhelp and he sticks it. But he's also a guy that's really good at guarding a dead three. Like Housen's coming into this game, 86% of his shots from the three. So like he can guard that kind of guy. So it gives you a lot of versatility as to what's going on. And he's played enough point guard in his career, where we felt comfortable with it to be able to do that. So, the turnover on the press, that wasn't ideal. And like we told our guy, and I was yelling timeout, but the refs obviously didn't hear me. But you have to have the poise to be able to do that. But the mindset with that is he knows exactly what we're trying to do. He's our best defensive guard. When Miro made that shot, we went up 2. And I'm trying to think if he was in. I think I took Miro out right after that. And then we ran the play for Gabe. And so then it's just you got to get stops. You know what I mean? You got to be able to get stops. And fortunately for us, we got just enough.
Coach, Kansas and Kansas State have two of the biggest NIL budgets in the conference, in the country, really. Is there any, I don't want to say extra reward in terms of knocking off those types of teams? I know Utah football climbing the ranks in the Pac-12 and the talented teams against USC, and that it was always a big deal. For you, is that sort of similar, or what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, since you brought it up, they do have a lot of resources. And so we don't talk about it, any of that stuff as a team. It's a small world, right? And these guys all know. I mean, I'm not saying they have a personal relationship, all these guys, but guys have a pretty good feel of what goes on out there, and they do. So I don't know if that, and obviously some guys, it's very well known, right? Who's getting what around the country, whether it's the two teams we just played, or teams out of our league or what have you. So we don't ever talk about it as a coaching staff or with our team. I do have a feeling they had a pretty good idea with that. And so, whatever it takes to motivate them, I guess, from their perspective. But I just have always believed in you got to do what you got to do to motivate guys. Hopefully, you have guys that are very intrinsically motivated. But certainly, there's always outside influences, that take place. And at the end of the day, that's college athletics right now. And there's. And I'm not trying to say we're one way or the other, but there's the Dodgers, there's the Athletics, there's just a lot of in different leagues, and in the Big 12, it's big boy basketball, and there's a lot of resources out there. So I'm just proud of our guys, how we keep showing up, keep showing resilience, keep fighting the good fight, and it's also nice when you get the reward at the end of the day.
You guys have all season the 3-point shooting's kind of been up and down by game. Same with the free throw shooting, and tonight the 3-point shooting kind of dips. Do you feel like you can kind of put all the facets of the game together in the same night, and if that's going to be necessary for you guys to get some big wins against some good teams going up?
Well, consistency matters. Every team has some holes. No matter who you play, there's holes, right? A lot of times elite defensive teams struggle a little bit to score. Sometimes really good offensive teams don't guard as well. We're big on guarding personnel, so you got to try to make guys beat you at what they're not good at. We weren't awesome at that tonight, but we weren't terrible either. In fact, we were better the other night that way. But you got to be able to find different ways to win. It's nice when, who says it? It's nice I love it when a plan comes together. What is that, John? Is that a movie? I love it when a plan comes together. Maybe that was the A-Team. You ever watch the A-Team? Was it the A-Team? Yeah, Hannibal. I love it when a plan comes together. You need to look that up. So do you. Oh, you know. Yeah. See, there you go. You guys can learn from me when I'm in a good mood. So yeah, like Hannibal said, I love it when a plan comes together. But listen, the best teams are the most complete teams. You play offense to defense. They used to have an AD that used to say, hey, do both. Well, we can do this, we can do both. You got to be able to figure it out. And so, but at the same time, it's very rare that it all comes together, and you got to be able to find different ways to win. And that's why you have some depth on your roster. Different players bring different things to the table. And there's always the game within the game. How can we hurt them? How are we, we're not making any shots. Our legs look, we got to pound it inside more. We got to get to the foul line. Where are they weak? What's their mismatches? So, of course, every team wants to make as many threes as you can and get to the foul line and make your free throws and make your layups and don't let them score. But it's an imperfect game, and you got to do your best to make it as perfect as you can. And that's easy to say. It's hard to do.
Ezra, how's the forehead?
Of course.
Just
it's cool. I'm ready to ice my head.
talk about just your performance tonight. 21 points, 8 rebounds, 7 for 7 for the line. What was your mindset coming into tonight?
Man, we got 5 games left, so I'm just worried about finishing the season strong. Pretty much just giving everything I got for us to just make it far and really win. I think we can win 7 out of 7, but we got 2 down, 5 more to go, so taking it game by game.
Lawson, after Saturday with your free throw performance, you have a night tonight. Obviously, you get some loud cheers. I mean, how rewarding was that for you just to be able to kind of have that moment?
Yeah, you have a lot of thoughts after the Kansas game, and it's a little too close, and you miss a lot of free throws. You're like, we could have separated ourselves if I would have hit some more of those shots. So makes you think about your game a little bit and readjust your mental process, because I don't think it was a mechanic issue. It was just something mental that I'm dealing with right now. And it feels good to kind of see over the hump a little bit,
After that Kansas game, it'd be real easy for you guys to kind of just get lax, be like, okay, we beat a ranked team, and then just come in today and not do well. What was kind of the mindset for you guys just to be able to keep that momentum, that intensity up?
They normally say after midnight, that's when it's pretty much over with. But now I probably partied to about 4 in the morning, celebrated, then we moved on. But now just always being prepared for the next one. Like it's cool to win, but we got it in us. It ain't like a shock to us. Like we got the team to do it. So just being humble about it and moving on.
Lawson, just what are kind of your thoughts on the aggressiveness that you've been able to show, not just tonight, but over the last several weeks in your game, and you see it play out tonight where you get 15 points, 10 rebounds, and it's, you're playing such a huge role in that game tonight?
I think it's just a matter of experience. It's my 4th year of college basketball, and all the experience kind of amounts to a little bit more confidence in my game, a little bit more aggression. And I try to impact the game in any way I can. And tonight, that was me attacking the glass, attacking the paint, really. So.
You guys played 48 hours ago against Kansas. Just how challenging was this quick turnaround and getting ready for Kansas State 48 hours later?
I mean, I mean, playing in the Pac-12 is how the schedule was every single time, so I'm kind of used to it. I don't know how Ezra was feeling, but I'm kind of used to playing these back-to-back games like this. So for me, it wasn't really a difficulty at all. But you could tell guys are definitely gassed on both sides, both teams, and we kind of use that to our advantage with the altitude. So we can try to run them a little bit.
For both of you guys, I feel like the resilience that you guys have showed just is so powerful. So just for you both, what is it right now that you guys feel confident in most about your team?
I just think I want to say energy. Like coming in here like a day after the Kansas game, having 1 day preparation, and we all had the energy to just keep going. Normally people be feeling fatigued, but we just had that energy and the connection to stay together, move on, keep bonding with each other. I think that's just the most important part. Just keep believing in each other, keep encouraging each other, because it's easy to kind of break down during this time of the season. So I think that's the most important thing.
This is the. Oh, sorry.
I thought he was going to answer that.
Sorry. This is the second straight game where the offensive rebounding margin was by a large margin. I mean, how has that maybe changed the emphasis for you guys to be able to stay in these games that are going to be close, where you have that large margin?
Yeah, I think it's just using, we realize we're a very long team, we're very tall, and just using that to our advantage, and really emphasizing. The coach is always harping about it, us getting on the offensive boards and getting on our butts about it. So I think it's just a mindset, really. It's we're going to go, even if we miss or make the shot, we're going to go crash as hard as we can and try to make something out of it.
Any other questions for the players? Thanks, fellas.
Thanks.
Thank you.